Hi BookTube, my name's Nadine. Welcome to my September wrap-up. I hope October is treating you all well. I do have to warn you, don't move. I've lost my tripod and you are balanced extremely precariously at the moment. I'm a little bit nervous. But yeah, October's going well so far. I've had a go at making my own wreath because I love wreaths on doors and gates and all that kind of stuff. So I had a go at a bit of a forage and making my own wreath, which was fun. And I've been watching a ton of horror and like supernatural shows and stuff like that. So anyway, hope your October's started off well. And these are the books that I read in September in no particular order. But first of all, I think I'll start with the ones that I don't have here physically. So I finished, oh gosh, what was it called? The Toll by Neal Shusterman, which is the third part in the Arc of the Scythe series. Overall, I've really enjoyed the series. The first part of this book, say the first third, I found a little bit of a slog to get through, and I started to think maybe the series was done for me already. But then it started to get a little bit more exciting. And yeah, I enjoyed it overall. I'm not too sure about the ending. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. So the series follows the human race basically, when it's the future and death and disease has been pretty much eradicated. So to keep the population under control, scythes are chosen. These are supposed to be people that have really like strong morals, and what they do is they glean a quota of people, and that's their job. That's their job to do, to keep the population under control. But obviously, giving a human being that amount of power over, a number of years, it corrupts them. And so yeah, it kind of follows what happens along there. So yeah, that was good. And then I read Zombie CSU by Jonathan Maberry. I think I'm going to do a quick review for that one separately, so probably upload that tomorrow. But yeah, overall I enjoyed that. That was zombie non-fiction, and I listened to that on audiobook, and yeah, that's good fun. So my physical books then, as I said, in no particular order. So I dipped into the Randolph Carter Tales by H.P. Lovecraft. I've decided that I wanted to do a bit of a Lovecraft reread, and so I'm going to try and read one of his short stories or whatever every month. This first one here was the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath. Not so much a short story, more of a novella. So it follows Randolph Carter, who 3 times has dreamt of this fantastic city, this fantastic sunset city, but before he reaches its streets, he wakes up. And so he becomes kind of obsessed with reaching this place, and he reaches out to gods and all sorts, and he decides his quest is to find Kadath, and he is warned against it. To reach Kadath, he has to go into a deeper slumber, and it's a slumber that people go mad in. But he does it. This story is bonkers, but fun, and it's a good read. It brings together a lot of the Cthulhu mythos, and what else? Yeah, it's just fun story. Would recommend Lovecraft if you haven't read any. Next, I read another one of the Goosebumps books that I picked up, Welcome to Camp Nightmare. This follows, what was his name? Billy. Billy goes to camp, and it's not a fun time for Billy. It goes wrong on the bus on the way there. They are left in the middle of nowhere for a while, and these wild creatures are there, kids start going missing in the camp and nobody seems concerned. Yes, it was a fun read, nice quick kind of read between other things. Next, I read The Female Detective by Andrew Forrester. I read this for detectives in September. I was really looking forward to this. This is like written before, you know, Miss Marple or any of those. And so, I don't know, I thought it would be really interesting to see how a female was written in that time. But it wasn't interesting. The character of the female detective was barely a character at all. You know, everything was told, you know, she told all the stories, but there was nothing about her other than she was a female detective, which she reiterated umpteen times in the first part of the book. It started to get a bit annoying, actually. And she kind of talked down about other women, you know, as just generally being gossips and a bit brainless, really. There wasn't a lot, especially lower class women, like working classes. So yeah, it wasn't even particularly a story. It was just a collection of case studies, which I don't think she had a part in most of them. It was just stories that had been told to her. So yeah, not a raging success. In fact, I had to take a break partway through because I was getting a bit bored, and I read Alien instead, which was a lot more fun and entertaining. Next, I read The Cat Who Played Brahms by Lillian Jackson Braun. So in this one, Quill goes to Moose County. I think it's the first time he goes to Moose County, and yeah, it just continues the stories of Quill and Coco and Yum Yum, his two Siamese cats. I can't actually remember what it's about now. Gosh. Oh yeah, so he goes to stay in this cabin owned by his Aunt Fanny, who's, you know, one of these is his aunt, but it's not really his aunt. It was just a friend of his mum, and she's super duper rich, and everybody in the town is kind of they like run to her beck and call because she's very domineering. But Quill finds that somebody has been using his cabin for other purposes. And then people start dying around him and he has to find out what's going on. Yeah, so I always enjoy these books. They're very formulaic but fun. And then I read The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. Again, this was for detectives in September. Overall, I really enjoyed the writing of this. The sort of homophobia and the treatment of women kind of, normally it doesn't bother me too much. I had to keep reminding myself when it was written, because yeah, it was very much of its time with that. But so Philip Marlowe, this is the first in his stories. So Philip Marlowe is given the job by the head of the Sternwood family, this wealthy family, to find out who is blackmailing the head of the family, and basically he wants Philip Marlowe to make the problem go away. So he is investigating this and people start to die, as they do, and there's two mad daughters in it as well, the kind of femme fatale sort, but you know, yeah, it was fine. I don't think I would be in a rush to pick up any more Raymond Chandler. I do have another one on my shelf, which I might get to at some point, but yeah, I wouldn't order it especially. Yeah, it was interesting. I'm glad I read it. And then finally I carried on with The Walking Dead. What is that crazy cat doing? Just attacking the room. The Walking Dead, book 8. I read the first story in that. And that was also very enjoyable. I'm trying to avoid the internet at the moment because I know that Walking Dead has started again and I won't have a chance to watch it until Saturday. So yeah, no Facebook for me. But yeah, anyway, that's everything, I think. And I will speak to you again soon. This was awful. Anyway, sorry. Speak to you soon, guys. Bye.